Hey, what's going on, guys? Back with another video. Today I'm going to do another response video. I know that I've done quite a few of these, even though I've only done 3. It's a lot considering my upload schedule, okay? But I'm doing another response video on Birds of Prey. And this time it is on none other than Weasel Batches. Yeah, that's right. And he made a video talking about why Birds of Prey is a failure, which I think that's a bit too much, considering the criticisms you give. But he made some pretty bad arguments in this. Granted, like 1 or 2 of them were valid, but overall he's made some invalid criticisms for this. Anyways, let's get into it.
And then Suicide Squad came out. When I first saw this film, I thought she was somewhat charming, but mostly annoying. And that was pretty much due to the dialogue.
What the hell's wrong with you people?
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
You know what I find annoying? When people use scenes out of context.
And for Birds of Prey, she's just straight up obnoxious. I mean, Margot Robbie's a great actress. She has the potential to be a good Harley Quinn. Unfortunately, she's dressed as a Hot Topic employee, and they don't give her anything fun.
The reason that she's wearing that outfit, though, is to show that she's not with the Joker anymore. She's finally able to be free, not in this abusive relationship.
I get it, comedy is subjective. If you found the movie funny, more power to you. But I have to ask, were people really in tears from laughing so hard when Harley Quinn was like, oh, I really want to eat my sandwich, oh, that's so funny. Like, they played the over-dramatic music over something that's not so dramatic, but it is for the character. Like,
yes, the joke isn't that she wants to eat her sandwich, the joke is about how she reacted to it. But, second off, that thing about, like, laughing in tears, have you ever actually been in a movie theater laughing in tears by a joke? Because I know I certainly haven't.
So, yeah, the lead kind of sucks.
Something that was frustrating me was I skipped over the whole part where he talked about his introduction to Harley Quinn and stuff. But in that, he mainly talked about the Suicide Squad Harley Quinn and how that one was annoying. But he didn't really talk much about this one, and I couldn't really catch much aside the fact that he said that she wasn't really funny. And he said that she was obnoxious. What the fuck? But he didn't really say why aside that, again, that one joke. But I don't really understand how she sucks. I'm dragging this on for a bit too long, but I'm in confusion right now.
How about the other characters? Well, Black Canary is kind of boring. The detective is boring. The little child thief is boring.
Is there any reason? Because I probably missed something, but I don't see any reasoning. I don't know if there is. I hope they mentioned this earlier because, oh boy, that should last for some good response.
But surprisingly enough, the character that shouldn't even be in this film has the most personality, that being Huntress. I mean, yeah, she does stuff, but it's like Wonder Woman and Batman vs Superman. She helps, but if you cut her out of the movie almost completely, it would change.
This argument I kind of agree with, but at the same time, though, you can literally apply this with any movie, with any team-up movie. You can apply this with anything. Hell, you can even apply it with Avengers, with the original Avengers, because with Captain America, what does he do in the final battle or in any of the other movie? I don't exactly remember him doing much. Hell, I don't even remember him really being there, except like getting shot with a blaster. That's the extent of his usefulness from what I remember. Again, if you could tweak that film, he would be useless. Same with this, but at the same time, that's in every team-up movie.
But I'm glad they didn't because she was actually pretty funny. I like how instead of making her just a cliched badass woman who hides in the shadows, the rest of the characters kind of poke fun at that, and Huntress gets super defensive. She was also a pretty kick-ass character, and she stole every scene she was in. Now, they kind of do the same thing with the detective character, like making fun of her for being a cliched 80s cop, but it doesn't really work. Especially since the other characters are cliched, and they're never made fun of for it.
Well, because they don't really show much cliche. In terms of all this, they don't show much how they're cliche or what about them is, typical to others.
For example, the thief is a runaway child with a bad family life. Yeah, haven't seen that before.
I agree that trope is a bit overused, but at the same time, do they know that she's part of the Bat family? Because I don't remember her ever really mentioning that she's part of the Bat family, unless I missed something. I probably did because I'm an idiot.
Now, as for the villain, played by Hello There, he kinda sucks too. I've only seen Black Mask in a few pieces of media, and I don't recall him being a flamboyant jackass. Now, I don't really care if there are some changes from the comic book to movie format, but it just doesn't work for the movie by itself. See, the reason why it's an issue for Black Mask to be over the top and silly is because Harley Quinn is also over the top and silly.
So, what? Oh, first off, yes, he is serious in a lot of scenes. Like, yes, he's mostly, again, silly, as you would say. But there are a lot of scenes where he's actually pretty serious. But this is not one that you can really say is an issue or like something that you love. Because I personally really like that he is this over-the-top villain. But a lot of people disagree. Like, this is simply one that you can't really defend or like just say that it sucks. This is not one that you can say for either. You either expect one thing or you expect another.
If Black Mask was a stern, serious villain, Harley Quinn could have played a decent comedic foil to him. If Black Mask was a serious character, it would have been funny to see his reactions of Harley not taking him seriously. We get an attempt of that during the Harley Quinn interrogation scene, but it doesn't work because he's just as goofy and over the top as she is. So the audience can't really relate to his annoyance.
Yes, but at the same time, though, a lot of the time during that scene, he's still acting goofy. I mean, that guy freaking pulls up popcorn. Also, usually when he's around, like, Harley Quinn, Kane, the cop, and all that stuff, he's usually pretty serious. So they don't really see him be silly over the top. The only one who actually sees it is Black Canary. But she has every reason to fear him because she's seen what he has done.
Now, as for the story, they go for the jumping around the timeline trope, and I guess it works fine. I mean, I wasn't really interested in the story to begin with, so it doesn't really matter to me. They could have put the movie in the same order and nothing would change. And yeah, you might say it's necessary because you need Harley Quinn's narration over the different pinpoints of the time and the plot, and yeah, you'd be right, but they wouldn't have to do that if these movies didn't start out as group of characters together before having solo movies. Now, I'm not saying give the little Asian run to her own movie, but I'm talking about characters like Huntress and Black Canary, because when they don't get their own solo movies, we have to waste time on their backstories in a movie about Harley Quinn and get some pretty shitty exposition.
Alright, so let me get this straight. You say that these characters are boring except Huntress, and now you're saying that you want them to have their own solo movie. I mean, this just kind of feels like contradiction to me. Maybe you mean something else, I don't know. But also another thing is, I don't think that like all these characters' backstories, I don't think that they exactly are enough to stretch out for a feature-length film. Because think about it. What, Black Canary's origin, do you think that's strong enough for a feature-length film? No. Huntress's would have been a typical revenge story, and since you're the one who's saying that you're the one who likes originality and you don't like it when copies stuff, I mean, that's why you hate The Force Awakens. And Cadassa Kane's, well, I guess he's the only one who has that backstory compelling, aside from Harley Quinn, but that's not this movie's fault, that's Suicide Squad's fault. And then obviously the cop, she doesn't really have a backstory. So overall, this is just not a good claim.
Now, the only time I was actually interested in the story was when Harley Quinn's relationship with Joker was brought up, because it reminded me of the old Harley Quinn. Even though it wasn't handled the best, I did like the fact that the shopkeeper betrayed Harley Quinn after she said that he was the only one that cared for her. The reason why this doesn't work is because this character literally comes out of butt fucking nowhere, and we only have 2 scenes before we meet him and then he betrays her. We didn't build a long enough connection for this shopkeeper character and construct this reaction of us being surprised, and yeah, I wasn't really surprised when he betrayed her because I barely knew the guy, so I didn't know him well enough for him to do something like that. He could have done anything and I would still buy it.
I mean, you know what? Sure. I guess it was pretty predictable, but at the same time, though, a lot of people just, don't see this coming. A lot of people just expect him to, be the good guy because that's what he is. And he didn't just tell people where Harley Quinn was because he's just mean. No, he did it because he literally says it. They were offering too much money, and he couldn't really take it anymore, so we decided to tell him.
For the life of me, I don't know why the sandwich maker for Harley was the guy that ratted her out. Even though the sandwich gag is stupid, at least he's essential towards something that Harley really cares for, which is the dumb little sandwiches. It would have been a lot better if the sandwich dude betrayed Harley Quinn and, give him a little more character depth, make him a more likable character instead of just a background character. That would have made more sense. And maybe at the end of the film, she can learn how to make the sandwich for herself instead of relying on others. Just tying something back to her character development.
Now, this, I think, is pretty valid, I guess. I mean, this is all up to personal preference on if you think that should be a sandwich guy or if it should be this character. I don't know, but this is just something kind of a stupid point. this doesn't have much substance to it, and overall would not affect the plot in any way. Alright, well that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoy. This is probably gonna be an ongoing series of responses against Birds of Prey, and maybe a few other things that I do plan on doing. Anyways, that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoy. I do have some more videos coming out soon. Sorry I've not really been uploading that much in the past few days. I've just been really busy and also kind of a burnout with school and everything, because we just started a new quarter. So anyways, bye guys.